In this video, I want to share with you considerations that I would be taking into account if I was to be buying an iPhone today. And we're going to discuss everything from the cheapest of the bunch, which is the 17E, all the way up to the most expensive 17 Pro Max. If you know me, then you know I am an Air user, and I'll explain why as we go through this video. But I'm going to put all the different chapters down below so you can just kind of jump around, and hopefully this will help you decide which is the right iPhone that you should be spending your money on. The very first iPhone I want to start with is the 17E, which is often referred to as like the grandma phone or the parents phone. And even though it makes for a great phone for grandparents or parents in general, I think that it's a lot more than that. This is such a good device. This is my 16E. I had this the entirety from the time that it launched all the way up until the iPhone Air came out. And what I really loved about this device is simplicity. If you look at just from a design standpoint, right? You look at the iPhone 16e and then the 17 Pro or the 17 or the Air, this by far takes me back to like the iPhone 4 and 5. Like if this camera was recessed, this would be the simplistic looking phone out of the bunch. It already is. It has a very simplistic design, but the best thing about this is that if you look at it in comparison to all the other iPhones that you can choose, this does everything you need it to do. Yes, it has a single camera, and that is where its biggest drawback is the fact that this isn't a phone made for people that want to have the most versatility when it comes to camera. But if you're like me and you just make occasional snaps or you just want to have good, memorable photos, this is a very capable camera. And if you choose whether the white one or the black one, I personally still think that the 16E also makes for a great option, especially if budget is a concern, simply because it's the 17E without MagSafe and faster wireless charging. And the reason that doesn't matter, or I don't take it into consideration, I know people are big on MagSafe, is that you can simply add MagSafe to the 16E by simply putting a case on here, and this is a device you're not going to need to be plugging in all the time. So faster wireless charging isn't that big of a deal for me, and I can tell you that from my experience of the 16E alone. These two at the entry price point are perfect for someone that wants a modern phone that does everything the iPhone does, right? All your ecosystem goodies and everything. This is going to be the right choice for you without breaking the bank, especially if you can find a refurbished 16E and save yourself a little bit more money and you can spend it on other things in your ecosystem. And if you want to see my ecosystem videos, I will put a couple of them down below so you can check them out for yourself. The next iPhone I want to talk about is the iPhone 17, and this by far is probably the most well-rounded base model iPhone we've had in a long time. The big headline for this device was the addition of the ProMotion display, which, by the way, is the same size as the Pro model. So if you're looking at the Pro model and you don't really care a lot for all the Pro capabilities and Pro features, then this is a very good option. And again, if you go and buy this refurbished, you'll be able to save a lot of money in the process. So this makes for like a really good deal. And don't forget, on the front side, you've got a camera that is the same camera in the Pro, same camera in the Pro Max, and even the same camera as the iPhone Air. So you're gonna get great front camera like video quality or photos in general. And on the back, what a lot of people are gonna love here is the ultra wide camera. And that is what makes the device like the 17E or the iPhone Air a deal breaker for a lot of people is that lack of the ultra wide. Personally, for me, it's not a big deal, but I know for a lot of people that's going to matter. So this makes for a really good, well-rounded machine, simply because whether you're gaming, whether it's like day-to-day use, anything that you do, battery life is really good. So there's not anything that you can really complain about here with the iPhone 17. So this is a great, well-rounded choice. Now, the next choice is going to be the iPhone Air. Let's talk about this one simply because here's what's interesting. Like when this was brand new, the iPhone Air was for $1,000, right? And you had to pay the premium for this design because that's the biggest thing with the iPhone Air, where you are basically buying a sports car, right? This is not really made to be practical, right? Like when you go buy a sports car, you're not looking for the most trunk space or seating the most amount of people, right? It's all about the handling and all the other things that come with a sports car, like the aerodynamics, etc. So this is the sports car of the bunch. But what the deal breaker here is, again, that single camera. That's what you've really got to think about. And then also, a lot of people have trouble with the single speaker. But I personally, like when I initially bought this device, I wasn't so sure about whether or not this was going to be something that I can actually live with. Now, fast forward many, many months later, and this is great. I have a whole playlist of videos on this one, along with all the other iPhones. So you can go and check those out if you really want to. But the nice thing about the iPhone Air now is its price because they've dropped in value, especially when you look at international markets. So a lot of people, or I've been seeing a lot online, to where people are like, okay, do I pick the 17 or the Air? Simply because they're able to get them. Sometimes the Air is like cheaper than the 17, or they're the same price. And so my answer to that question would be, if you don't want to compromise or settle for anything and camera is priority and you just want a really good, well-rounded device, go for this. The 17 is going to be the right choice for you. But if you are somebody looking for something fresh, you want something new, something that is going to feel different, right? Then the iPhone Air is a great choice because this has been just an extreme joy to use on a day-to-day basis. Being someone that couldn't handle larger devices, until now, I can't handle devices like the Pro Max, but this allows me to do that simply because it's large enough, but the weight of it is just so perfect. It's very nice, even when you maneuver with one hand. I talked about it in my recent long-term review of this device. So I would, look at both of these and at least give this a try because a lot of people that I have suggested doing that, they've come back and they've been like, hey man, thank you so much for putting me onto the iPhone Air. And I'm seeing now more and more people actually buying it because I think at first what happened is that it was kind of buried in the noise of all the things like, oh, battery life, this thing, that thing. But I think now that all that noise is gone and people are like, wow, this is actually not a bad device. Next up, I want to talk about the 17 Pro and Pro Max, and I want to merge these two into one category simply because both devices are the same device. It's just a matter of personal choice. Do you want the larger battery, larger screen, or do you want something that is more comfortable on a day-to-day basis? Here, you're going to get the best performance, best camera features, and everything. This is why it is called the Pro, right? But what I really want you to think about is ProRAW and ProRes and this third camera. Now, with the Pro Max, it's basically this device, but larger, right? For me personally, I do like the size of it. I can handle the size, but it's where with both of these devices, I kind of have trouble is when I handle them a lot, it does give me that pain in my wrists and everything. And so that becomes difficult for me. If I really, let's say, if the Air was not an option, right? I would much rather prefer the 17, just simply because it is more comfortable to handle on a daily basis. So there you have it. That's what I would really be considering if I was buying one of these iPhones today. And I hope that this video has been helpful to you. And if it has, just give me a thumbs up. But if you do have any more questions, drop them in the comments. I'll be happy to help you out further in deciding which iPhone is the right choice for you. Also, I do have my own leather cases Thank you to all the people that have supported the Heritage Red case, pre-orders and everything. Now these are all available on my website. I'll link that down below if you want to help support this channel. It would mean the world to me. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe because I really want to grow this channel. I have a lot of fun just making these videos and talking about these phones and Macs and all that. So it's been a great journey, and I am just looking forward to where it goes with your help. Like always, take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video.